Drone operators of the 60th Mechanized Brigade noticed two Russian soldiers applying the pray and run tactic. High probability that these two were hit by FPVs not much later. The chance of survival for these individuals, spotted by drones, is basically nil. Russian strike planners on Friday launched a focused, but, according to Kyiv statements, unsuccessful attack against the Khmelnytsky region airbase in Starokostiantyniv. The Ukrainian airfield is considered to be the best prepared to handle soon-to-arrive American F-16 fighter jets. Kremlin Tu-95. Bear bombers reportedly launched 5 Kh-101 cruise missiles, the same weapon responsible for a bloody attack on a Kyiv children's hospital on Monday. At the Ukrainian Air Force's main bomber base, shortly before midnight Friday. All the missiles had been shot down by early Friday morning, along with 19 Shahed kamikaze drones launched from Russia's Kursk Oblast to accompany the cruise missiles and intended to distract air defenses, a Ukrainian Air Force statement said. Khmelnytsky social media, followed by news platforms on Friday, reported the strike and explosions in the sky, similar to successful intercepts in the past. Russian mill bloggers reported a nighttime attack hit the airfield, but did not report specific damage. Ukrainian forces also intercepted and destroyed an unspecified number of a new type of Russian drone, possibly a decoy, the independent Ukrainska Pravda news outlet reported, citing military sources. During a NATO summit in Washington, D.C. on July 10th, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said American F-16 jets paid for by Denmark and the Netherlands are already being transferred to the Ukrainian military. The long-anticipated arrival of the effective but technically complex fourth-generation fighter to Ukraine's skies has focused attention on air bases potentially capable of handling the aircraft, which require long runways free of debris, such as gravel and grass, and substantial maintenance and support infrastructure. In 2018, in a high-profile proof-of-concept exercise flight and maintenance crew from the U.S.'s California National Guard flew several F-15 fighter jets, a plane as complex to operate as the F-16, to the Starokostiantyniv Air Base for training with the Ukrainian Air Force. Following Russia's main force invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, Starokostiantyniv has served as the main air base for Ukraine's bomber fleet. Despite repeated Russian attacks and regular Kremlin announcements of all Kyiv's aircraft having been destroyed, Ukraine's Air Force has continued to operate Su-24 Fencer bombers from the airfield. Probably the most punishing strikes launched from Starokostiantyniv took place in September 2023, when Su-24s carrying British Storm Shadow and French Scalp anti-ship missiles destroyed a heavy assault ship and missile submarine operated by the Russian Navy and demolished the headquarters of Russia's Black Sea Fleet in the Crimean port city Sevastopol. The most recent major Russian strike against Starokostiantyniv took place on June 14th, when Russia launched 10 cruise missiles, 1 surface-to-surface missile, and 17 kamikaze drones at the base. Ukrainian air defenders claimed shoot-downs of 7 cruise missiles and all the drones. Damage, if any, was not reported. Oleksandr Musienko, a researcher from Kyiv's Center of Military Legal Studies, in a June television interview said Kremlin planners with the strikes hope for a lucky hit, destroying an aircraft or a pilot on the ground. But since there usually is sufficient warning time for Ukrainian pilots to evacuate aircraft or get them under cover before the Russian missiles arrive, the main objective of the Russian strikes against Starokostiantyniv is to degrade the air base's infrastructure. The Kremlin wants to render Starokostiantyniv, Ukraine's only base known to be fully suitable for handling technically complex Western aircraft, incapable of operating F-16 jets efficiently, Musienko told the ICTV news channel. We understand very well that the enemy understands this and is looking at how F-16s will be operated from Starokostiantyniv. They want to destroy it. They want to damage the infrastructure. Antennas, radars, support facilities, repair, and maintenance. They are looking for storage sites holding Scalp and Storm Shadow missiles. This is all being done to interfere with the basing of F-16s in Ukraine, he said. Some Ukrainian military researchers have confirmed a continuing Russian campaign to keep Starokostiantyniv Air Base under pressure. The Okohora research community, in a July 6th analysis of Russian long-range strikes against Ukraine, said that the airbase was in June the top priority target for Russian kamikaze drone and missile attacks, finding itself in the crosshairs of roughly half of the 368 long-range weapons fired by the Kremlin that month. The U.S. Air Force has disclosed that Ukraine is the intended recipient of a new, relatively low-cost, precision-guided air-launched standoff munition it is looking to start development of, called the Extended Range Attack Munition, ERAM. ERAM, which could have a range of up to 250 miles, would give the Ukrainian Air Force new capacity to strike targets beyond the reach of many of the weapons currently in its arsenal, including Western-supplied precision-guided bombs. It also offers an ideal opportunity to do a more immediate real-world evaluation of evolving concepts for rapidly developing and scaling up of production of relatively complex weapon systems. Finding ways to quickly expand standoff strike capacity and significantly enlarge relevant stockpiles is of great interest to the U.S. military, especially when it comes to planning around a potential future high-end conflict with China. The Air Force Life Cycle Management Center's Armament Directorate at Eglin Air Force Base in Florida quietly issued a request for proposals regarding ERAM yesterday, which Aviation Week was among the first to spot. The RFP is a part of a larger rapid development contracting vehicle called the AFL-CMC Armament Directorate Rapid Response Commercial Solutions opening. The new RFP seeks to procure the initial phases of a new aircraft-launched weapon labeled ERAM, which is pivotal for accelerating Ukraine's capability to meet warfighter needs efficiently and effectively, and provides an affordable mass weapon to be produced at scale, according to the Air Force. The government is seeking to prototype and adapt commercial autonomous modular open architecture vehicle that can deliver affordable long-range effects. The resultant prototype will provide a platform that is mass-producible. In January, the Air Force issued its first public contracting notice regarding ERAM, a request for information, but made no mention at that time about any connection to Ukraine. The new RFP says it is explicitly asking for full proposals from each of the 16 companies, none of which are named, that responded to the earlier request for information.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. He's doing the job every day.